Hi, good day everyone. My name is Makinde Temitokwe. I want to personally welcome you and everyone into the Geoinfoacademy. I will say the Geoinfoacademy community. You didn't get here by accident. You are here because you have made a decision to step into a field that is shaping the industries and defining the future. At Geoinfoacademy, we stand by one thing, above all else, innovation. And not just learning how to use the software, we also teach you how to make decisions and also work with top leading industries. Over the years, we have trained professionals who can walk into rooms and deliver value. Throughout the course of this training, you will gain more than just technical knowledge. You will learn how to think specially, work on real-world projects, use industry standard tools, build skills that make you employable and competitive. But with that comes expectations. We expect discipline, we expect active participation, and we expect professionalism in how you show up, engage, and grow. There will be moments when it feels challenging and the part of the process looks so rigorous. But if you stay consistent, ask questions, and commit to the journey, you will come out of this program and something that cannot be taken from you, a valuable in-demand skill set. And I will say this, not everyone gets access to this kind of training, guidance, and environment. You are part of a selected group who choose to be here, and that already sets you apart. Once again, welcome to Geoinfoacademy. Let's get to work. Hi, good day everyone. My name is Tokwe. I want to personally welcome you and everyone into the Geoinfoacademy. I will say the Geoinfoacademy community. You didn't get here by accident. You are here because you have made a decision to step into a field that is shaping the industries and defining the future. At Geoinfoacademy, we stand by one thing, above all else, innovation. And not just learning how to use the software, we also teach you how to make decisions and also work with top leading industries. Over the years, we have trained professionals who can walk into rooms and deliver value. Throughout the course of this training, you will gain more than just technical knowledge. You will learn how to think specially, work on real-world projects, use industry standard tools, build skills that make you employable and competitive. But with that comes expectations. We expect discipline, we expect active participation, and we expect professionalism in how you show up, engage, and grow. There will be moments when it feels challenging and the part of the process looks so rigorous. But if you stay consistent, ask questions, and commit to the journey, you will come out of this program and something that cannot be taken from you, a valuable in-demand skill set. And I will say this, not everyone gets access to this kind of training, guidance, and environment. You are part of a selected group who choose to be here, and that already sets you apart. Once again, welcome to Geoinfoacademy. Let's get to work. Hi, good day everyone. My name is Tokwe. I want to personally welcome you and everyone into the Geoinfoacademy. I will say the Geoinfoacademy community. You didn't get here by accident. You are here because you have made a decision to step into a field that is shaping the industries and defining the future. At Geoinfoacademy, we stand by one thing, above all else, innovation. And not just learning how to use the software, we also teach you how to make decisions and also work with top leading industries. Over the years, we have trained professionals who can walk into rooms and deliver value. Throughout the course of this training, you will gain more than just technical knowledge. You will learn how to think specially, work on real-world projects, use industry standard tools, build skills that make you employable and competitive. But with that comes expectations. We expect discipline, we expect active participation, and we expect professionalism in how you show up, engage, and grow. There will be moments when it feels challenging and the part of the process looks so rigorous. But if you stay consistent, ask questions, and commit to the journey, you will come out of this program and something that cannot be taken from you, a valuable in-demand skill set. And I will say this, not everyone gets access to this kind of training, guidance, and environment. You are part of a selected group who choose to be here, and that already sets you apart. Once again, welcome to Geoinfoacademy. Let's get to work. Hi, good day everyone. My name is Tokwe. I want to personally welcome you and everyone into the Geoinfoacademy. I will say the Geoinfoacademy community. You didn't get here by accident. You are here because you have made a decision
everyone. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining our webinar today. My name is Adeosi Adedolapo, and I am honored to be the moderator for this session. So today's topic for the webinar is Beyond Mapping. So we are looking at how GIS and UAV technology are transforming the oil and gas surveillance and asset management. Today we have with us Mr. Temitope Makinde and Ms. Obey Isesele as our speakers for today's session. So a brief introduction for Mr. Temitope Makinde. Mr. Makinde Temitope is widely regarded as one of the leading experts in UAV operations, in GIS and in remote sensing across Africa. As the founder and managing director of Geoinfoacademy Resources Limited, he has pioneered innovative geospatial solutions for oil and gas, infrastructure, environmental management, and sustainable development. His leadership combines strategic vision, cutting-edge drone deployments, and GIS innovation to deliver transformative results for large-scale projects. Some of his expertise and leadership: his strategic leadership in UAV, GIS, and remote sensing applications. He has expertise in geospatial data processing, such as ArcGIS, QGIS, ENVI, Pix4D, Agisoft Metashape. He's also a developer of custom GIS dashboards for real-time monitoring and evaluation. And some of his notable projects and impacts include designed and implemented real-time GIS dashboard for national statistics and federal development programs. Thank you so much for being with us today, Mr. Temitope. We are honored to have you. And for Ms. Obey, she's a GIS analyst at Geoinfoacademy Resources Limited. Her hands-on project experience spans SRA-based oil spill detection in Niger Delta, RGB aerial surveys of power infrastructure, and so on. She's a graduate of surveying and geoinformatics from the University of Benin. She's also a GIS coach and a research scientist who is dedicated to making geospatial science practical and accessible from undergraduate students to working professionals. Thank you so much for being with us today, both of you. We are honored and glad to have you here. Quickly, we'll move into Mr. Temitope Makinde. So he's going to give us a brief rundown and introduction to what UAV and GIS technology is. He's also going to explain to us the oil and gas surveillance and asset management. What are they? How do we get into this? What do we need to know about this? Over to you, Mr. Temitope.
All right, thank you so much for this opportunity. All right, so we'll be talking about beyond mapping, and I believe a lot of us are familiar with oil and gas. And when you hear oil and gas, you talk about the likes of Dangote and the rest of them. All right, so we're talking about GIS and UAV. So we need to understand what exactly is GIS, and understanding GIS itself is one of the major aspects in this webinar. GIS is one of the key player connecting with UAV. UAV is just a tool, same as GIS as a platform or a system. It has applying it to oil and gas sector for asset management is what we'll be talking about. So we'll be having different agenda for this section. So the first one, we're talking about an overview and evolution of GIS. I'll be explaining what GIS is all about, and I will explain the breakdown of UAV, what UAV is all about. UAV are also in a basic term, they call it drone, okay, but in a professional term, they call it UAVs, right? And we'll be talking about different assets in the oil and gas sector, and we're talking about the enterprise intelligence system for the GIS, UAV combined together for unmanned area vehicle systems. Then we have infrastructure and integrity, that's security and AI integration, and how to get started for this operation. So we'll be starting with the first one, an overview, which is the evolution of GIS in oil and gas. So For GIS in the 1970s to 80s, it started with paper map drafting. You have your normal paper and biro and stuff like that. And you have pen, rotary pen, stuff like that. So it started from there down to desktop GIS. So desktop GIS was not more advanced, you understand? And we have web GIS, that's integration with the satellites in the early 2000s. That's with the web GIS, moving down to the UAV integration with GIS platform, down to the AI powered geospatial intelligence, and that is of today. You'll notice that GIS is just moving away from just integration and connecting with different platforms to an intelligence platform. So we call GIS of today as geospatial intelligence. It's no more GIS technology alone. Okay. Geospatial intelligence combined with UAV is now what we'll be talking about. Now let me explain some of the advantage of GIS and geospatial intelligence, because what we'll be talking about majorly is geospatial intelligence. So we're having a video of the likes of what GIS is all about. So you'll notice that GIS intelligence is what we'll be talking of today in relation to that of oil and gas. Okay. So the GIS intelligence will give you more of a robust overview to make proper decision where you have maps. And making maps, you connect them with AI system. So the AI system gives you a more overview of how it will look like with the map section, dashboard, ability to make decision at a spot, and ability for the system to be able to process on its own. That's where the intelligence come in play. It processes on its own to be able to detect information from the data that was embedded inside the system. Now we'll be going to this next one, which is UAV. So a lot of us have been seeing UAVs. Either you see it where you are doing wedding, a lot of us see it and in the news. You see UAV, especially in the Ukraine war. It became so obvious in the Ukraine war. You'll notice that these days is when we have problems that we always encounter new technology. Then in those days, GPS too was enhanced with the help of I won't say with the help, with the with the situation of the war, then the First World War and the rest like that. So now that we have the Ukraine war and the other brother, that's the Russia war. So we had the enhancing of UAV. You notice that most deployment that was happening then is more of UAV, because it will limit the risk of losing people, taking lives. So you, at least if you deploy UAV, it's the UAV that is going into the danger zone, not human beings. You understand? So that's one of the advantage. Now let me explain what UAV is all about. UAV itself is more of a drone. Okay, it's an unmanned area vehicle system that can be operated remotely without someone on board. Okay, so you don't have somebody to be inside. So if you see a drone, somebody is inside, it's not more a drone, obviously. All right. So we have different categories of drones. Okay. We have different approach or different operation method of UAV. All right. Most UAV they go long distance. Do you understand? That is the beyond visual line of sight. That's the BVLOS surveillance. So for oil and gas surveillance, they make use of BVLOS. So when you're flying beyond visual line of sight, that means you can't see the drone with your eyes. So you make use of instrumental controls. So instrumental controls give you feedback on how to operate the drone. So what I mean by instrumental control is information that the system give you in order to make decision on how to fly the drone. For example, you have the battery status, you have the distance at which you're flying at, you have the altitude, you have the visual line of sight, you have cameras, that's the payload that helps you to see what the drone is seeing. Do you understand? So you are flying with this control, you have the distance, you have the bearing of the drone. So all these controls are more of instrumental control for beyond visual line of sight. So another aspect of UAV in the oil and gas sector is the pipeline right of way monitoring. Okay, they monitor most right of way inspection, encroachments, alerts, and stuff like that. And we have thermal anomaly. That's the IR cameras. Those are payloads attached to UAVs. Without payload, you will just be flying. More like you're just practicing. All right. So the IR system gives you more reason why you should be able to make certain decisions, because you can be able to get more information, especially at night. If you're flying IR payload system with a UAV, you can be able to see at night. Do you understand? and you'll be able to identify leaks. Especially in the oil and gas, when you are flying in a site with oil spill at night, you will see the surface of the water is red. But in the night too, if it's the water is not full with oil, you will see the surface is black. So all this information that the thermal sends back to you, your ability to be able to read gives you more information of what is happening there. And again, you can also observe people in case of any encroachments or security alerts or something like that. You'll be able to spot people clearly at night with IR system. All right. And we have the rest of LiDAR, but LiDAR is also one of the things that you can use to make proper decision for enhanced mapping in order for you to make intelligent decision. Then we have real-time alerts for unauthorized access to illegal tapping. So that is where GIS intelligence is now connected with UAV. You see the process now. The whole aspect of UAV is just to gather information. That's one thing UAV does. It gathers information. But what makes it intelligent when you connect it with GIS is that you are gathering information that can help you make decision. Okay, you are gathering information that can be processed automatically. You're gathering information that can help you extract information from the processed data set from that UAV. So what I'm trying to say is that the UAV gathers its own data set. You input it inside the GIS system. The GIS system intelligence now process it with AI system to be able to detect, for example, you can use AI to detect wells, oil leakage. You can even detect people's plate number, automatically process them. If there's any illegal person jumping around, you have facial recognition. You are able to detect wells. You are able to detect different assets in oil and gas system. So ability for you to be able to detect this now gives you another platform to be able to process them. So processing it helps you to be able to manipulate and analyze this information to get another result that will help you make proper decision. That is where emergency response comes in. So you have rapid deployment of spills because you're able to process the data set from the UAV to detect a spillage on site. Then we have fires and security incidents. Then I'll be giving you a video of footage of an example of more like a UAV system of it's UAV operation in the oil and gas sector. All right. So this is an example of how UAV operates in the oil and gas. We have the likes of the fixed wing drones, that's the VTOL, vertical takeoff and landing drones are mostly used in the oil and gas sector. So this fixed wing drone, the one of its advantage is the fact that it's help of the fixed wing, it helps you to sustain longer in the air. Okay, it can go very far. And one capability of a surveillance drone is the fact that it can fly at a very high distance and zoom very far, whereby you'll be able to see the object clearly. So if this gives you more information or more proof of what is happening within the surroundings. Do you understand? So with this drone, we have different capability. Now we'll talk about the different assets. So we explain what GIS is all about. You know what GIS is all about. GIS itself is a system that helps you to gather information, process data sets, retrieve information, and also analyze this information. With the help of intelligence system now in GIS, it helps you to automatically process them with AI and create maps, model them, and make better decisions with the model. Now, UAV itself is just to gather information that helps the GIS system make proper decision. Now we'll talk about different assets in oil and gas. So even if you want to manage oil and gas, you need to understand what are the assets inside this oil and gas. So the first one we have is the upstream. Okay. Now we're going to this first slide for upstream. So the upstream is comprises of the oil fields, natural gas reserves, the drilling rigs, and we have other extraction infrastructure. Okay. So these are upstream assets. So when you explain what GIS is all about, what UAV is all about, if you combine them, now you will now talk about the benefit of this combination on how it applies to the management of these assets. Number one, you'll be able to inspect them real time to be able to know if there is any damage, if there's any threat, and if there's any encroachment. With that alone, you can be able to deploy emergency response and stuff like that on the field. You understand? And with this, in combining them with AI, you can be able to detect human beings, objects, maybe passing by. It will help you to detect them automatically. All right. So we have the next asset, which is the midstream. So the midstream comprises of pipeline, we have tankers, we have terminals, we have storage facilities. Okay, one of the key features is the fact that in the pipeline, you can be able to, this is where right of way inspection, route inspection come in play. You see the drone itself maintaining that same course or route, inspecting the pipeline alongside both day and night. But it's always with that, with that, you'll be able to spot out leakage from the IR system because it will give you information from the drone areas that are spilling. Then you have tankers. You can be able to inspect if there's any leakage or any damage or any encroachment or any illegal bunkering or stuff like that. Then we have terminals. Then we have storage facility. Then we have another oil and gas assets category, which is the downstream. Now, the downstream, we have refineries, we have petrochemical plants, we have retail outlets, we have distribution and market entities. So now you should understand which assets are we trying to manage. If you are, for example, you are called upon to manage an asset for oil and gas, you need to understand what particular category of assets are we trying to manage. Then that gives you an idea of how do you intend to plan to manage those assets with those resources, those tools, and the software involved in them. Then the last category we'll talk about now is the next one we have is the service and supply assets. So for the service and supply assets, we have the drilling companies, we have equipment factories, we have service providers. The fact that you see drones flying outside doesn't mean they can't fly indoor. You understand? You have drones flying indoor. Okay, drones equipped with cage capability. So the drones are built inside a cage. So even if it eats anywhere, it will still operate there safely. Okay, you have drones flying inside pipe itself, big pipes. You have drone flying outdoor, indoor. So anywhere you can have drones. So far, it helps you to limit the risk. It gives you faster results. It gives you proof. It gives you more information, and it helps you process this information to be able to make decision. So let me give you an idea. The whole essence of this thing is just to make better decision and work smart. That's why we are combining this technology. And another thing is the fact that it reduces risk. So imagine somebody going inside pipe to go and fix something. Why not just send a drone? The drone itself will give you the coordinate of where this issue or damage is. It will tell you where you can fix it, and it tell you the problem, and it helps you prepare ahead before even going there. So another part in pipeline inspection again, or let me say incident inspection, we have before this. Another aspect in pipeline or incident inspection is the fact that you can survey, map, and inspect in order for you to make decisions. For example, you can survey an entire area, map an entire area at first. Those entire area, you have all the geodatabase information, as attribute information of that entire asset. You know the coordinates of the wells, you know coordinates of the wells and pipeline, you know coordinates of the rigs, everything there. So if anything is happening, you can be able to extract the coordinates, send it to the guys on site. The guys on site put the coordinates on their system, they go straight there. So with that, you are making informed decision without even stressing or making a sweat. So we go to the next one, which is the enterprise geospatial intelligence system. So this enterprise geospatial intelligence system, this is the benefit of this GIS and UAV combined for managing oil and gas assets. So one benefit is real-time surveillance. Number two benefits is live UAV feed. So while you're flying your drone, you can see them, you can stream them live, just the same way we are streaming here live to everybody. So another intelligent aspect is predictive risk analysis. This is one of the most interesting parts because if you combine all these data sets together, you'll be able to predict a location of where you will get next leakage. Trust me, if you gather all this information together, you'll be able to predict them. You even be able to predict threats. That's if you gather your data right. You'll be able to predict threats. You'll be able to predict issues that will happen in future because there will be a trend. And these are some of the things why we need to involve GIS and GIS intelligence. Data information and data management and data analysis is a key player in this aspect. Then we have digital twin, which is one of the most fascinating aspects. We same with threat intelligence and emergency response. Not to talk much, I know that there's a lot of time. We'll still dive into this. Now, these are some of other payload capabilities and some of other integration aspects that we can bring in into play in this oil and gas management, which is GNSS RTK, thermal and LiDAR, auto-photo generation, corridor mapping. Then we have the next one, which is security threat intelligence, illegal tapping detection, vandalism monitoring, security patrol, high risk confidentiality for identification. Then we have the next one, which is cloud and AI integration. So all these aspects that I'm mentioning are way, way, way advanced. But if you go dive into it, it gives you more reason why you should make certain decisions or make certain steps in the oil and gas management. All right. Then we have how to get started, steps on how to get started to integrate this oil and gas management into play. Then we'll go to the next one. My colleague will be talking about a lot of steps on this. Then we're talking about this later on. The future of geospatial intelligence. Now, one thing that makes GIS or UAV more advanced is we need to plan for the future because the future is now. And we're already bringing the future into oil and gas system. So whatever it is you are planning for the future, we are bringing it now. It's already everything I've been telling you is already in play, is working and is already inactive. Okay. So organization that master GIS and UAV intelligence today will define the operational standard for oil and gas surveillance, asset protection, and environmental stewardship for the next decade. Real-time surveillance is now a non-negotiable. AI GIS predictive, not reactive operation. UAV intelligence cuts inspection costs by 60%. And you start with scope and scale with strategy. All right. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Temitope Makinde. That was really, really insightful and really, I hope we're taking notes. I hope we have our questions. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We still have our second speaker, Miss Obey Isesele, who will be speaking about the gap between the UAV and GIS technology in the oil and gas sector.
Hi, good day everyone. My name is Makinde Temitope. I want to personally welcome you and everyone into the Geoinfoacademy. I will say the Geoinfoacademy community. You didn't get here by accident. You are here because you have made a decision to step into a field that is shaping the industries and defining the future. At Geoinfoacademy, we stand by one thing, above all else, innovation. And not just learning how to use the software, we also teach you how to make decisions and also work with top leading industries. Over the years, we have trained professionals who can walk into rooms and deliver value. Throughout the course of this training, you will gain more than just technical knowledge. You will learn how to think specially, work on real-world projects, use industry standard tools, build skills that make you employable and competitive. But with that comes expectations. We expect discipline. We expect active participation and we expect professionalism in how you show up, engage, and grow. There will be moments when it feels challenging and the part of the process looks so rigorous. But if you stay consistent, ask questions, and commit to the journey, you will come out of this program.
Hello, come with me to Geo Store. Welcome to Geo Store, where we sell all kinds of survey equipment such as drone equipment, batteries, and handheld GPS. You can also visit our website to order online or shop at our physical shop, which
Welcome back, everyone. So now we have our second speaker, Ms. Obey Isesene, who will be speaking to us about the gap between the UAV and GIS technology and the oil and gas sector. Over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Dolapo, for that introduction. So, I want to surprise you all with something. Right now, not like in 5 years, not in 10 years, like right now, your competitors are training their staffs on how to read GIS maps, how to fly drones, and how to use remote sensing in their work, in their operations. And they are not outsourcing it to just consultants. They're actually doing it in-house. You understand? In-house, within themselves. And this would, reduce cost obviously and make operations faster. So what I want to discuss with you now is not if whether GIS is important in oil and gas sector or if we should be using it. No, we are way past that. What I want to discuss with you now is what it's actually costing you by not using GIS and UAV in your operations, especially in the oil and gas sector. So I want to give you this scenario. Imagine your competitors are, you know, they want to carry out an operation. Maybe they invite a consultant over to their field and the consultant works, they carry out operations and they submit the report, right? Back to you. Your competitors, the staffs are able to read it, they're able to detect anomalies on site, they're able to detect issues, they're able to know, okay, this is where their pipeline issues, these are the solutions they should take, in case there's any encroachment or anything, they're able to read it. They are not waiting 48 hours or expecting someone else to, you know, come and read it for them. It saves time. Then you that your staffs are not trained, you are waiting for consultants to come in. You are waiting like 3 months mo- before you detect the problem. It has already escalated more than. In fact, it would have been easier if you detected it earlier. So that's what the gap is on ground. You understand? That's what I want to like tell you. That's the gap. That's what we are missing by not training your staffs on how to operate drones, how to read maps, you understand, how to carry out analysis. You are missing a lot. So the drain that it's causing your operations is a lot. You understand? That's what it's costing you. And when you invite a consultant, you're only going to be gaining about 60% of your money that you pay that consultant, because the remaining 40% lies in if your staff can actually interpret what that consultant gives to you. You understand? And if they can't interpret it, it takes days, in fact, months before an issue can be resolved, which will cost you money. It's going to cost you millions, and you cannot even verify what the consultant is giving to you. You just be taking it's like garbage in, garbage out. You just take it like that, and your money is sitting on the shelf. Nobody is checking it. Nobody is validating the work that was given to you. So what I want to discuss now is um when you train your staff, what changes? What changes when you train your staff? Your HSC lead can actually dictate where there are issues in your operations, safety issues. You can take safety measures. By the time she sees that, okay, this satellite imagery is showing a lot of, maybe some, if a staff passes through this area, there will be an issue. It could lead to injuries and all. So your HSC lead can actually detect that on site immediately. And also your field manager can actually tell lead operations clearly. She can easily direct staff. Like, it makes operations clear and easy when your staff are trained. They are able to read maps, they are able to fly drones, they are able to plan flights. And this is what the Geoinfoacademy offers. We offer you GIS training, we offer you drone training, and we also teach you how to read remotely sensed data, which is very important for your operations. Do you get? So Geoinfoacademy, we can teach you when it comes to GIS analysis, we teach you how to use industry useful tools like ArcGIS, QGIS, and many others, especially for oil spill detection, which is very necessary. It's very necessary just who doesn't want to see their field in real time? Who doesn't want to? It helps. Imagine being able to predict the future. Yeah, it's amazing, really. And then they can fly drones. We can teach them during for academy. We teach them how to fly drones, how to plan flights. How to validate what your consultants actually gives. It's better to talk to trained staff than to talk to staff that are not trained. That don't even understand what the consultant is saying. So all these things are what Geoinfo Academy would offer you when you partner with us. And we are very ready to, you know, train your staff. We are ready to listen to your issues. And I also want to add that when we train your staff, when we plan this training, we don't just give you something that is already pre-planned. We will actually look at it and in a way that it would be customized to the operations on in your company already. It won't disturb operations. It won't disturb operations in your while the training is going on. So we'll know the time where we can come in and so it will work hand in hand with your staff.
Mm.
So that is what I would like to.
Okay. So, um, basically, we've been able to understand GIS technology and UAV technology and making use of these two in oil and gas sector. And now we've also seen the problems when your staffs are not trained with this technology. So it means that if you don't even know what GIS and UAV is, you are living in like 1950 or 1970 something, those times, because the times are no longer conventional. It is now technology, AI, intelligence, drones, GIS, and this is changing the industry. So, Miss Obey, please, can you just explain to us briefly the steps? I don't know anything about UAV or drone, and I just want to get involved. What can I do? Or I want to go into the oil and gas sector, but I didn't study this thing, but I have interest in what are the steps I can take to get into this sector.
Okay, Delaba, I'll make this very simple for us to understand. So first of all, we have to define the scope of the asset we want to manage. We need to know how the pipelines are. We need to know how many gas tanks we are trying to monitor. This will help us is to focus on the goal that we're trying to achieve in this operation. So that's the first step we need to take. And the second step is we need to know knowledge about we need to have knowledge about GIS and drone.
Yeah.
We need to train your staff on all these things. We need to know how to use drones to track, to carry out live surveillance, which is very necessary. So that's the second step. And the next step will be to acquire the right team. This is very, very important because the wrong team is going to destroy a lot. It's going to cost you a lot in the long run. And this is why we need someone like us. We need a company like us, Geoinfotech, because we have experience, years of experience in this sector, and it's amazing working with us in general. So you need the right team. You need the right team to work with, and we need to work on a strategy. You need to work on a strategy. Okay, the right strategy, customized, like I said, customized to your operations. We need to work on the right
So you can't just
strategy.
have like one particular, this person did this, I want to go and do exactly this.
Exactly. Yes, we need to know how your operations are already and what are the anomalies, what are the issues, so that we can know where to come in. So that's another step we will take, and then we'll be able to validate and execute. So those are the steps we will actually take.
All right, Miss Obey, thank you so much. We're going on our final break. Don't forget, please, we are waiting your questions after this. Thank you.
All right, guys. So it's another day of our site.
Hello, come with me to Geo Store. Welcome to Geo Store, where we sell all kinds of survey equipment such as drone equipment, batteries, and handheld GPS. You can also visit our website to order online or shop at our physical shop, which is located in Eridan Building. To locate Eridan Building, if you are coming from Ikeja Under Bridge or Computer Village, you can enter a bus going to Secretariat and stop at Testing Ground bus stop. Or if you are coming from Secretariat, enter a bus going to Ikeja Under Bridge and stop at Testing Ground bus stop. From Testing Ground bus stop, locate Oluwalogbon House Car Park. Geo Store is at the first turn by your right. We can't wait to have you here at Geo Store. Thank you. Hello, come with me to Geo Store. Welcome to Geo Store, where we sell all kinds of survey equipment such as drone equipment, batteries, and handheld GPS. You can also visit our website to order online or shop at our physical shop, which is located in Eridan Building. To locate Eridan Building, if you are coming from Ikeja Under Bridge or Computer Village, you can enter a bus going to Secretariat and stop at Testing Ground bus stop. Or if you are coming from Secretariat, enter a bus going to Ikeja Under Bridge and stop at Testing Ground bus stop. From Testing Ground bus stop, locate Oluwalogbon House Car Park. Geo Store is at the first turn by your right. We can't wait to have you here at Geo Store. Thank you.
right, welcome back, everyone. We'll be taking questions now from Mr. Tope and Ms. Ube. And I have some here already from such an insightful session from both of them. So, to Mr. Tope first, this question says many executives still view drone and GIS as nice to have tools, meaning, it's just probably for fun or for just to enjoy the show and everything. But what concrete business outcome have you seen that makes it a strong case for executives to buy in? So, for example, I don't just want to have it just for having sake. What can these things do for my business?
Okay. All right. Thank you. That's actually a very good question. So we've had cases whereby we've been inspecting. Currently, we do inspection of oil and gas assets like the 247. We do operations like that. But one thing I will tell you that is of an advantage to this is the fact that you can get information as it is happening. You don't have to waste resources before you now start planning. So we noticed of recent when we were flying the drone in one of our sites like that, we were flying the drone and we noticed the drop in pressure of the oil pump and all those things. We had to send the drone and we spotted where it was leaking from. Immediately we spotted where it was leaking from. We sent the guys to go and resolve case stuff like that. So imagine you waiting for weeks before you can spot that. Trying to locate it manually on the ground, you going here and there. Imagine how many oils must have been
Yeah.
you must have wasted like that. So we spotted it on the spot and we got the coordinates, we sent it to the team. The team went to the site and started making plans to close up that. That's one of the advantage I would say. There are a lot of other advantage that I would say. One other advantage is the fact that you can make the right decision on where to install new wells. Most people don't talk about that, but this one is where intelligence come in play. Okay, it gives you more reason why you should install well here because based on your information of other wells, because GIS don't just give you geographic information, it also give you geophysical information. Okay, and all this geophysical information with GIS combined with this intelligence system gives and geodetic data sets. It gives you information of the earth surface and also what has been happening along that route. It will tell you where you will mostly get other oil possibility because for example we did some surveillance in the past and we noticed that all the leakage we saw some leakage comes out from the pipeline, some came out naturally.
Yeah.
So imagine having leakage that comes out naturally, you know that yes, you have enormous amount
Yeah.
of gas or oil around here, so that gives you more reason why you should impute another location. One other last thing I would say is that you have control of all your assets.
Mm.
Imagine you have control of all your assets, building a geodatabase management system, having coordinates of all the wells, coordinates of all the pipeline, right of way, flow lines, and all those things gives you more reason how you should plan. You understand? It gives you how you should plan. It gives you idea of how many pipeline, how many wells you have. It gives you an idea or intelligent idea of the value of your assets.
Mm.
You understand? It gives you value of your assets. So having a holistic view of your asset makes it more easier for you to be able to plan and execute. All
Yeah.
right.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That was a lot. So like this now, if I decide I want to do or I want to dig well, I can as well just. Anyway, so we have a
Yeah.
question here for Miss Obey. It says, as someone who studied quantity surveying but only did compass surveying in school, how do we get to learn more about this in schools without even studying the course GIS or UAV, the more technical parts of it? That's what this person is asking.
Okay. That is exactly where Geoinfotech comes in, actually. That is exactly where Geoinfotech comes in. And we have beginner based courses. We have beginner based courses from scratch. We teach you from scratch. You don't have to have any knowledge. We will tell you exactly what you need to start with. We will tell you where you are going to and what you will actually get at the end of that course. So you don't there's no blind um training here. You are starting from scratch, you're starting from the beginning. We'll teach you everything. We'll teach you how to use tools that you will need in the industry. We will not just teach you anything. Then we'll also ask you um what you aim, what you also want to get at the end of this training,
Yeah,
so that we can know how to customize that training based
based on your
on,
needs.
yes. So it's very, we are there. Joinful Academy is there for you. So yes, that is
All
how
right.
you can get your knowledge.
Thank you so much. So this question is to the house. Any of
Yeah.
you can answer it. It says, in what ways can UAV data combined with GIS help assess abrasion and vibration impact in high risk operational centers?
The vibration impact.
Yes, in high risk operational zones.
So are you saying if there is vibration somewhere, how can it GIS
Yes, how
and
can
UAV be
GIS and
helpful?
UAV be?
Okay, yes. Okay, this scenario actually happened in it actually happened where, well, it was not a vibration, it was like a bomb blast or something, like an explosion. So, but let me not divert from the question, which is vibration. One thing drones or UAVs can give to you is early warning. Okay, early observation or preparedness towards or mitigation towards any disaster. You understand? So you having vibration, it's probably cause of something, explosion or something that has happened. So you don't even know what happened. You don't know where it happened.
Mhm.
You don't even know how it happened. So this is where GIS now comes in. GIS gives you where, what, and how, and why it even happened. You understand? Because you are able to collect the information from the UAV system. So you see how both of them work together.
Yeah.
You're able to collect the information from the UAV system, process the information on the GIS database
Yeah.
or the dashboard, and the GIS system or GIS intelligence system gives you the location of where it happened. Because recently, drones that are built for surveillance purpose have enabled GNSS or RTK system embedded in it. So it geotags images or videos that comes out from it. So ability for you to be able to geotag it, you can extract the coordinates from those footage into the GIS system. Extracting the coordinates from those footage, and one thing I know some of us are familiar with the likes of the DJI drones and stuff like that. They now have the laser range finder. That means you can be flying your drone here and you will get the coordinates of a distance of 1 kilometer. You get the coordinates. That means your drone is not there. Your drone is somewhere here. But you're getting the coordinates there to be able to make proper decision of those information. So you imputing those coordinates inside the system, it even saves the drone from getting damaged.
Yeah.
And it gives you more reason of why or what is happening there. So for what is happening there, you already know the scope or the proximity of effects or damage that is happening there. Then you know how to plan because you have proof, you have evidence, you have what you have, you can see what is happening there. You can know which route to pass in order for you to be able to take care of that. So that is where GIS and UAV can come in play.
So you
So
can
that's just
see
one of it.
everything from,
Yes, you can see everything from.
yes,
So they call it eyes in the sky. So
yes,
Mm.
you have your eyes in the sky. So it's like you're, I don't want to say mini god in your
exactly.
operation, but it gives you confidence on how to even plan because you can see what is happening instead of you just going blindly. Yeah.
All right, sir. Another question for Miss Ubehi. It says, compared to traditional manual methods of inspection, how effective is UAV inspection in detecting corrosion under insulation in terms of oil and gas and even beyond oil and gas?
Actually, it's very effective. It's very effective. It's like seeing the future. It's like seeing, you'll be able to predict.
Mhm.
It's like you said, having eye in the sky, literally. So it's like I'm able to see, have an eagle eye. I'm able to see everything, my assets. It's very, we need it. We need it to be able to plan. We need it to be able to know how to change our operations if our operations are having any loopholes. We need to. It's very effective, actually. It's we are past that question though, because like without GIS and drone imageries now and without live intelligence, I don't think your company, your field operations is missing a lot. I can't even overemphasize on how much you are missing. So yes, you need.
All right. Thank you guys so much for our speakers, Mr. Temitope Marking. Anywhere you see this man, just hold him because it's very, really, really, really deep stuff. Thank you so much for giving us your time, giving us your attention, and speaking to us so well. For Miss Obe, we know you have a lot of work to do, but you are here today. Thank you so much. To our audience, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening, and we hope that you take in all these things that have been said and apply them. Thank you so much. So, to our speakers, we have one question for you, and we want to hear from you. The question is: what are the strategies, the platforms, the software, the tools, and the technologies that you need to set up to advance GIS and UAV intelligence system for the next generation in the oil and gas sector? Because that is our theme for today. So, in our upcoming summit, which will probably be in November, Geoinfotech is going to speak deeply about this. We're going to talk about the strategies that can be used in oil and gas operation, the platform, the software, technologies, and all of that. So we hope to hear from you. And please, we would keep on checking in, see your answers and what you have for us. Um, okay. We have some more questions. Fantastic. Um, so one of the questions says, oh, it says, how can spatial intelligence system help identify minor defects early enough to prevent large scale infrastructure failure? Any one of us can to the house.
Okay, yeah, let me get the question again.
Okay. It says, how can spatial intelligence system help to identify minor defects early enough to prevent large scale infrastructure failure?
Failure. Okay. Okay. All right. So I think with there's a lot actually because we are talking about how GIS. Let me just expatiate on the question, so it will be more easier for us to break it down. You're talking about how GIS and UAV, right,
Yes.
can help to solve small issues that might cause larger problem or bigger problems.
So the question is, how can it be used to minor detect, like how can GIS and UAV
Mm-hmm.
find these things fast and early enough to prevent
Yes,
damage
damage.
and failure
Yes,
and all of
yes.
that?
Okay, I want to try give a scenario, but um, for me, yeah, there was an issue that happened, although this one has already happened. So let me just talk about an overview of how it can help you detect enough. Number one is the speed of the UAV or the drone itself. Most drones goes around 15 meter per second. Some go around 25 meter per second. Some go around 150 meter per second. So it all depends on the speed of the gadgets that you have. Another one again, it depends on the structure of your operation. So the structure of your operation is dependent on how fast information passes from one person to another person to the command center, because you are doing a UAV operation, surveillance for oil and gas. You definitely need a command center. So building a command center helps you to be able to gather information quickly and deploy fast. So your ability to be able to deploy the drone fast is where the question comes in. And that is dependent on the structure and the gadgets you have. So the guys on site can escalate information that something is happening and this and that. You tell this somebody that tells somebody in the command center. Command center now escalates the information, should be ready at all time. In most cases, we even have drones always on the sky there waiting for any response. So you don't have to start assembling because
Yeah.
these are levels now that are going into. You have some people that they will have to start assembling, picking up the drone,
Yeah.
and before it now start flying. You don't know how many
Yeah.
lives. So you have some. This is where levels now get in play. You have some that the drone is just there. You get 247, whether there's a problem or there's no problem, just like your CCTV camera. You can't say you want to mount CCTV camera when there's problem, because you notice 95% of issues that happen is when the camera is just there on its own.
Yes.
Yes.
So you don't expect that because you are doing surveillance, you now want to okay, the drone is there. Anytime we hear something, we now
Now
go there.
Something that comes
So
unexpectedly.
so you should make sure the drone is there. That's another stage. Then the next stage now is the payload capability. Yeah, because recently there's AI integration into payloads in terms in cameras attached to drones. This AI can be able to detect human beings, detect objects, detect moving vehicles, all those kind of basic things. So it helps you to be able to detect them without you seeing them clearly. So all those payload capability with thermal. Now imagine you are flying at night whereby there is an issue and you don't have thermal camera. So you are just flying for now. You will not see anything. So you need to have all this capability embedded into your system to be prepared for any kind of issues. So when you are able to do all this process with the payload capability, with the readiness, it helps you to be able to detect them faster and able to plan faster. And again, you should, apart from you just flying the drone, a lot of people just fly and make it intelligent decision, but they don't execute.
Mm.
Those are part of the steps she also mentioned.
Yeah.
Execution is key.
Yeah.
You understand? Don't just say you want to do something and you're doing it, but there is no plan towards the result of what you are doing.
Which is why you need trained staff.
Yes, you need to train your staff. You need to involve them in the right tools, the right knowledge. It's not just about training, because you have a lot of people, they will do training 5 days. Yeah, surprised you have certificates. There's difference between
Yes.
certification and I don't know the word to use. There's difference between that certification and that experience. You
You're
understand?
actually doing it.
Yes, to actually do this, there's somebody that can be certified in something. Yes, you collect certificates.
Just
Yeah.
Yes, and
face
then
of it.
for the face of it, and there's somebody that has already been in that experience over time and over time. You will see the difference. So getting the right certification from the right people with experience is now the key. So now when you get the right people with the right experience, then you now involve them to a lot of things. They will guide you in order for you to avoid years of mistakes.
Mm.
Because we were involved in a lot of projects whereby we see and we are so surprised that these guys have gone through this mistake all these years. And you just involving the right people, we save you a lot of stress, we save you a lot of costs, we save you a lot of time. Time is especially save you a lot of time, and it save you a lot of wastage of management of assets. You understand? So with that, now you can be able to get information quickly and deploy and execute quickly. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So we have 4 more questions. I'm going to take them as
Let's
fast
keep
as
on this.
possible.
Okay.
So the first one is, what are the common mistakes that new surveyors make when transitioning into oil and gas workflows, especially someone already in construction sector changing to the oil and gas sector?
This is actually deep. This is so. I think the first mistake they make is just thinking they can transition without without proper training.
Mm.
It's a big mistake, because when you get there, this is a different field. Construction is a
Yeah.
different field entirely. So you don't get proper training. You just go into oil and it's going to be a lot, and it will be a shocking experience for the surveyor actually. So you need proper training, and you need proper training from the right source.
Organization source, yeah.
Yes, you need proper training from the right source. So just say you should get your proper training, and that would actually give you more confidence when stepping into the field.
Yeah.
So yes.
And okay, another thing I wanted to chip in was you getting the right training gives you the idea of what you even want to do. It gives you an idea. But another mistake they usually make is using the wrong tool. It's just like there's one thing we do in surveying too, because I have a lot of experience in the surveying aspect, because we do a lot of mapping. One mistake they do is it's just like in survey, in surveying, there is one thing if you want to engage in a project, you need the right tool for that particular project. Let me give you an example. If you are doing more like a road mapping for just a mobile application or something like that, you can just maybe use an handheld GPS for just road mapping and stuff like that. But when you are doing cadastral mapping, you want to survey somebody's land, boundary demarcation. You can't use handheld GPS or even mobile GPS.
Mhm.
You need an enabled GPS with RTK, GNSS that has a good accuracy of 1 to 3 centimeter or less than 1 centimeter. You're talking about millimeter accuracy.
Yes.
So that's how it is in the oil and gas sector. Using the right equipment is key. There's a lot of difference between UAV for mapping and UAV for surveillance.
Mhm.
Yes.
You understand? They have different drones for that. And I can tell you that there are some UAV or drones that are best for mapping. You can't use that of surveillance for mapping. You can't use it because the level of accuracy, the level of pitch, the level of payload stability is one of the essential key aspects in mapping.
Yes.
But when it comes to surveillance, one of the advantage, or should I say, one of the advantage or one of the key valuable aspects in surveillance is that payload ability to be able to zoom and detect clearly. You understand? That's one of the advantage. The ability to be able to zoom at an object and see it clearly to be able to make right decision is one of the advantage. But in mapping, your ability to be able to make measurements with right accuracy
Mm.
is an advantage. You can see the two difference.
Yes.
Another thing again about advantage is the ability for the UAV system to be able to sustain longer in the air.
Yes.
For mapping, you might not really look that as a key, but it's an advantage too.
Yeah.
But when it comes to surveillance, you can't be flying a drone and say that your battery is dead in the next 30 minutes.
Yes.
You are doing
Yes.
child's play. So you need that surveillance system that at least 2 hours, 1 hour, 2 hours is even. You have a lot of UAV system that can stay up to 24 hours, 12 hours. You have a lot of them that even stay for a week.
Mm.
You understand? These are systems whereby you know that you are moving from just the basic
Basic.
level to
Yeah.
more of advanced system. So one thing I like the most is when you bring in advanced system to the current situation, anything that can be way advanced that will give you the right decision
Mm.
and with the right tool. Exactly.
So that's
Oh,
why we want to add.
yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
why when you meet us, we actually try to look for a solution customized to your problem. You can't
Mm.
just tell us, oh, you want to get a drone, because we also sell drones. We have our Geo Store. So you can't just tell us you want to get a drone. We have to ask you for what? What
What
for?
purpose?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
what's the purpose of that drone? Is it for surveillance? Is it for
Mm.
mapping? So that we can know the exact type to give to you. It's very important, actually.
All right. Thank you
Okay.
so much. We have more questions. Does the oil and gas company prefer surveyors with UAV piloting skills, or do they play separate roles? I think this question is speaking to oil and gas sectors. Do they prefer young surveyors, or do they prefer people with UAV and piloting skills, or do they play separate roles
Okay.
entirely?
Okay, yeah, they play separate roles entirely. You have surveyors. Surveyors are different from drone pilots, but one advantage surveyor has to drone pilots is the fact that they already understand what the environmental, geographic kind of information is. So when UAV is coming, it's easier for them to blend in because they can really make use of the data information,
Mm.
the data sets. Okay, so now the surveyors and the UAV piloting system, yes, companies will want them, but just being a surveyor and a drone pilot is not enough.
As in
So
holding separately or together.
I think bringing them separately or together, mm,
I feel like
I think it's
we
a
need
team.
both.
You need
Yes,
both of them.
we
It's a
need both
team. You can't
actually.
use one alone.
Yes,
You can't use one
we
alone.
can't use one even because their knowledge, we need both knowledge to actually
Yes,
carry out a successful operation.
Okay.
yes. And
Yes.
another thing again, I want to say, you will notice that that question is pushing towards the line of information gathering. Like surveyors now, they are more of data collection. One thing surveyors are good at is they collect accurate data. That's why you need them. So whatever information you are getting on the oil and gas field,
Mm-hmm.
you are getting the right information with the right location. Number two, drone system is still the same system for gathering information. It's just a tool to gather
Gather
more
more.
information where the surveyors cannot reach.
Mm.
You
Yes.
understand? That's why I say those two is not enough. So apart from you just gathering information, what do you want to do with those information? That's where GIS now come in
Yeah.
place. GIS helps you to analyze and model this information you've gathered from those two parties, make meaningful decisions from
Mm-hmm.
them, and implement. That's
Yeah.
what GIS helps
Into
you to do.
something you can, into something you can
Yes.
easily read and understand.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
yes,
And there's
that's
cybersecurity, there's a lot of part, but this section that we're just talking
Mm.
about is just one aspect. So when we go holistically or go to a broader view of
yes.
everything that are involved in this whole operation, you start bringing in cybersecurity, you start bringing in tactical operations,
Mm.
you start bringing a lot of things, man on sites and stuff like that.
All right. Thank you so much. The next question is, if I have GNSS, total station, or LiDAR experience from construction, which part of oil and gas surveying are direct transfers, and where will I need new training?
There are a lot of surveyors answering asking questions. Yeah, I didn't get the question clearly.
So it says, if I have experience in GNSS, total station, and LiDAR from the
Yes.
construction aspect,
Yes.
which parts of oil and
Oh,
gas, which parts of oil and gas surveying are direct transfers, and where will I need new training?
a
Mm.
direct transfer. Well, I don't know if the question is asking which part of oil and gas will I be able to
Yes, I think
apply
that
them
is. I
to?
think that's what the
Yeah.
person is asking.
So I think the parts they will need to apply them is just the mapping aspects, because one of the mistake most oil and gas industries or sector they make is they
Mm,
just start the operation and start flying drone. That's one of the biggest mistakes. You don't even start with that. Like what Mr. Obeyi said,
yeah,
you start with planning, you start with strategy,
Mm.
you start with making an is a overview of what are the
The
like we
problem. What are
what are
we
the problem, what
trying
are you
to
trying to solve. You
mm,
start with
solve?
planning. So even if you start with plan, you don't still just go and start
yeah,
flying. You now go ahead to bring more like a conceptual database or a framework for your whole assets. This is where GIS, your database management system, come in play. You build a database system whereby it makes it easier for you to now implement this tool inside it. So there are steps to it. You don't just go and start flying. So that's for the question he asks is more of the mapping aspects.
mm.
So this is where his own advantage will come in play when it comes to mapping. But there are stages in order to manage the operation. Yes.
All right, sir. Quickly to the next question. It says, in construction surveying, we follow local engineering and QA/QC standards. In oil and gas, are there formal surveying standards such as API, ISO, or local regulator that a new surveyor must adopt?
Okay, yes, those are the yes, there are standards. There are standards they must adopt. There are a lot of standards. And apart from just the standard, there are certification. It's just like in the aviation sector. If you want to go into drone especially, you need like certain license. If you are going into this environment, so it's just like hydrology too, hydrographic survey too. They are separate, they are different process in order for you to execute this mapping or
Mm,
modeling or operation. So if you are going into the oil and gas sector, there is COSEC, I think I'll send most of the license and regulations you need to apply for. And the process or the section you need to go into, you need to understand the oil and gas should I say environment. You need to understand the environment because it's different from just the normal environment
yeah.
of other sector in surveying and mapping and other kind of thing. The oil and gas sector is completely different. So you need to understand that environment to be able to apply your own technology inside that asset.
The answer.
Yes.
All right, sir. So we have one more question, and that will be it for today. What major project have you been in oil and gas sector? What were your challenges and how did you manage it?
What major projects? Bring the question. What major projects have we been involved in?
Yes. What were your Okay, I think we can restructure this.
Okay.
Have you been in any major project in oil and gas sector? Yes. What were your challenges and how did you manage it?
Okay. Yeah, I've been in a lot of projects. I won't even tell. There's a lot of projects I've been into and we've encountered a lot of problems. So I would say there's challenges from different aspects. It's either from the client aspect, There are some ways you explain to client that you need this tool to be able to make this thing work.
Yeah.
But they'll tell you like, no, I got one funny comparison. Somebody was comparing Google Earth with GIS. Google Earth is one of the two GIS make use of. Yeah, and there are different platforms of Google mapping. There's Google Earth Engine. There's a lot of platform
Yeah.
in Google aspects. Okay, so I would say one of the yeah, I've been into a lot of projects, and one of the challenges we faced in all these projects, one of the challenges we faced recently was um I think one of the challenges we faced, I'm trying to remember. One of the challenges, I would say most of the challenges we face is convincing clients to get the right tool.
Okay.
Apart from those the GIS aspects, the UAV system is another thing. So that UAV aspect, they were using mapping, drone for mapping. So they now converted that drone and still use it for surveillance.
Rough.
You understand? So I was like, you can't do this thing like this. You will not, the operation will not go
Yeah.
smoothly. So we need to note that when it comes to mapping, you can't use that same device for mapping
For surveillance.
surveillance. So now this third question is, how do we encounter the problem? So in order for you to encounter the problem is you have to get your own surveillance drone yourself, and you can rent it for clients that make use of them. So we have our own surveillance device that we can use. We have other, so those are ways we can counter it. Even software too, we have a lot of licensed software, and we build a lot of software too. We make use of custom built software. We program our own device. We even build applications. So it makes it easier for these clients to be able to manage information. And we noticed that some of these software, they are limited to their capability. For example, you might want the software to be able to do project management, but it can only do mapping. At that, you might want the software that is doing drone mapping to also do live streaming.
Oh
But
shit.
you understand? But imagine you being able to to customize this software to do what you want is where we will come in play.
Wow.
And that's how we're able to encounter project like that. We built live streaming systems. We built custom software to be able to help you manage your GIS projects. And those are some of the things that we help clients reduce the cost for license and reduce the cost of multiple softwares.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So when we are talking about, getting different drones for different purposes, we know what we are saying. Please,
Exactly.
clients, listen to us. Please, especially for like maybe okay for GIS now, maybe we want to detect where there's oil spillage. We can't just there are some tools we cannot use, and there are some tools that specifically have that oil spillage tool detection tool that we
Yes,
need to
yes.
use. So please listen to us when we say get this tool and
And
alright.
there's one other thing I wanted to say in the oil and gas. All these things that will be mentioned, they are more of the data information and processing and intelligence system. I also want them to understand that there is another section for um execution teams on ground. They make use of all these mini GIS and UAV system whereby they have a device while they are going to the field. They are seeing what the drone is seeing with them while they are going to the field, and they're able to make more decisions or more strategy on implementation right on the field. So we at the command center, we stream all the information that we are getting that are useful for them on the site, and they make use of those information to be able to make execute and plan properly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you so much
I
to
think
our
summit.
honorable speakers, Mr. Tevitope Makinde and Ms. Obey Sesede. To our audience,
Yeah.
thank you for tuning in. We'll take just a short to our viewers, to our audience. What would you have to say to them, the people listening?
Okay, I think what I just have to say was the question that was raised, and which is very, very important. So we're talking about this one is to the audience now, and this is me telling the audience what exact strategy, solution, or technology or software do you think will be the right and advanced tool for GIS and surveying intelligence with UAV that can be used in oil and gas sector? So I want you to give us that question, that answer to that question. what strategy, platform, software, or tools or technology that we need to set up advanced GIS and UAV intelligence system for the next generation oil and gas operation. Because this same question is what we'll be talking about in the coming summit. We'll be enhancing we'll be dealing with a lot of life scenarios. We'll be bringing in a UAV surveillance system. We'll be bringing in the exact software that are right tools or right software to be used in oil and gas operation. And we'll also be bringing in a full command center system that you need to implement in oil and gas operation. So I would say that see you in the next summit coming up in 2026, and I'll be glad to see you and the rest of my colleagues there too. Thank you.
Okay. So, I want to, in case you're unable to answer his question, we have the Geoinfo Academy. As I want to tell you, we have the Geoinfo Academy that will actually teach you the basics of these things and will prepare you for the industry. We also have the Geo Store where we sell drones. We sell drones specifically for the purpose that you want to use it for. It will focus on your goals. And then we have the geo services. We are the consultants. When I was mentioning consultants, we are the consultants that you can meet in case you want to carry out any operations in the oil and gas sector. So we have three. We sell drones. We we can train your staff on how to fly drones, how to carry out flight plans, and also we also carry out the services too. So
All right.
reach out to us.
Thank you so much. Thank you, audience, for tuning in. Please remember to follow us at geoinfotech.ng. Thank you and see you next time.
All right,